Okay, this is a mustard C49S size 18. I didn't dare go any smaller with this midge pattern, otherwise you wouldn't see it. Take our base thread, which is the base body colour, and we'll just go on a little bit like that, and we'll remove that. Then what we need is some black thread, which we'll just put in the back, catch in like that, and then we'll tie, make 2 or 3 turns with the base colour thread, and then we'll fold over the end of that just to secure it properly, and we'll go back up with our base colour to about there. So we can hang our black thread out the way now and just take the end that we don't need, get rid of that. So what we need now is a wee bit of polypropylene. This is a midge pattern I use quite a lot, and I used to tie it with a regular hackle, but now I've gone over to using my CdC Para loop technique on it. So we just go about so far back, get the other scissors, and then we'll trim this off at an angle like that. Then we want to spin our base colour thread anti-clockwise to open up the fibres in it, and then we'll just go back to the hook bend to give the main colour of the midge body. Now you want to tie your black thread down right into the tail base like that, because that's going to be our rib. I don't want to use wire here because this is an ultra small pattern. I don't want adding any extra weight. So we'll go back up now to finish off the body. We want a slight taper on this, getting thicker towards the thorax, of course. That'll do us like that. So we just go to the post, and then we want a few turns tight into the post at the front, just to hold the post up. Now this is one of the few patterns that I use a gallows tool on. I'll just attach that. Oops. Like so, that'll do us. So go forward with our base colour thread, and we'll just tie that off, a simple bit finish, and then we can remove that. So now we take our black thread and we spin this anti-clockwise, so all the fibres are spun together. This will give us our rib. So we'll go around that. That needs a bit more spinning, that. There we are. So just a few turns. Trout can't count as far as I know. So just to give the impression of ribbing, go up here like this. This is a really good early season pattern for me, in various colours. Grey is a very good colour. So what I want to do now, I'm there, is I want to make a small dubbing loop. I'll go on that side, just a small dubbing loop. We're only going to have a bit of CdC in here, and then we'll just go forward, build up the thorax a wee bit there with your black thread, and then we'll go forward. Let's do that. There we are. Now what I need is a very light dubbing spinner. I use this Petit Jean one. Get rid of that. Just place that on there. What I've done is I've put a single CdC hackle in the magic clip. We want this close up to the post, just like that, and then we'll spin that up. There we go. Takes a bit more time to use this spinner. You have to do it by hand. What we want is just a CdC dubbing brush here. As I said, I used to do this with, this was a very effective pattern with a regular hackle, but it floats so much better with the CdC Para weld hackle. Okay, what we do now is we wind this. I'm just going to have to tighten up that parachute post there. There we are. So, like a para loop technique, we start winding here, and we go a wee bit up the post, and then we come down again. And we come down right into the thorax, as tight as you can get. Don't worry too much about how it looks right now. Like so. One more turn. Then when we get down to just the bare thread, we lift everything up as far as we can. And we just make a couple of turns around that, like so. Then we can tie that off. Remove the dubbing loop. And give it a wet finish. There we are. We can remove the tying thread. Now what we do is we take use your thumbnail here if you wish, but I'm using a Petit Jean stacking tool, and we just push all the CdC down. We can use a title on it, like so. That's looking good. You can even just tease everything out if you like. If there's any trapped, get that out of the way. If there's any trapped hackle, we can just tease this out with a, there we go, dubbing needle. So that's us done so far. Now, before you remove your hackle from the gallows tool, what we do is we pull all this fibre down like this, and then we cut off about 1.5 centimetres up. There we go, then it's released. Try and get that out of the way. There we are. So what we need now is a lighter. Oops. Like so. Try and get all the fibres together so they'll weld together. Now we're going to weld the CdC parachute hackle. So don't burn this, just get it close enough to melt down. There's no rush. And it gives you a little sight indicator like that, which really does work. I mean, you do see that at a distance. So That dries very quickly, or sets. What we do now is we just brush all the fibres up. It's important that you try and get them all here. Pull them all up like so. What you need is curved scissors, and you just follow the shape of your finger and thumb best you can. Straggler there, get rid of that, and that's it. That's the, I'll just remove that gallows tool so you can see what's going on. That's the finished parachute from above, and that's in from below. And of course, if you don't want these uneven hackles, there's always stragglers, you can just trim them down, but it doesn't seem to scare the fish any. But it's a lovely little pattern when midge or mosquitoes are hatching, and it's a fly that will most definitely float all day long and more. There we go, little CdC Para weld midge. Thanks for watching.